Hello, everybody. I'm back once again after a little absence. But right now, people have a lot more to focus on than my little videos. And every individual's personal vendetta with all these multi-crises, um, you know, changes everyone all the time. I just want to check in and let you know that I'm sticking to my program in rehab. I am not out there or risking anything. It's been many years since I've used, and I'm only taking my meds, and sometimes more than prescribed, but that's only in crises where I'd rather do that with my doctors than end up, relapsing or something, just stupid like that. These days it is very. I don't intend to go back to using ever again for many reasons. One is because of my daughter, who is now in junior high and will need me more and more as life goes on, and I have to be there for her. But also, I am just simply afraid. How can someone be using when they know consciously, that they are doing fentanyl, carfentanil, and all these other sedatives and not heroin, for example, and when they know that all their drugs, even, the party drugs are being tainted now, and everything is toxic and poison. It's terrible. And wrapping our head around the BC, overdose crisis, along with the COVID crisis, and not forgetting, climate change, which is happening. Let's not forget it's still happening. um, and with these multi-crises that we are facing, it's very difficult, and you have to take into consideration a lot of people will suffer mentally through this. It's a very hard thing to deal with for many people, and many people struggled mentally before COVID already anyhow. So I want to let you know, that you're not alone. I, for example, I confess I have my depression spells that sometimes go on for days, where I either don't have energy to leave my house, or I don't eat. I have spells like that too, where I don't eat for a couple of days, and I am overwhelmed with depression because of what's going on around me in the world. That I may not see the one I love again because of this. Borders closed and COVID taking over. By the way, so I'm okay. I'm all right, and I'm just sticking where I was. Halfway. 50-50, with all my meds, and I have stopped tapering because during this crisis we are weaker mentally and physically, and that can lead you to relapse easier. So make sure you check your mental health. There is a lot of mental health crisis lines and places like that will help you out. Don't refrain from reaching out. Please do. In fact, there's a lot of hotlines and telephone lines for people who are suffering of depression or um, just loneliness. Mental health is deteriorating in many people. Suicides went up, but here in BC, it was a dramatic change in numbers recently. As you know, we have already lost, I don't know, 1,300 people in BC this year alone to fentanyl and heroin toxicity related overdose deaths. And there's been about 500 COVID deaths this year so far. But for the first 10 months or so, we've only had just over 200 deaths from COVID, in BC, and suddenly we are having 1,000 cases a day, 2,000 a weekend. Now everything has turned around 360, where the BC coroner is reporting that about 16 people a day are dying from COVID in BC right now, and about 6 from overdoses. So that's turned around dramatically, and it's hitting us really bad. Everyone's panicking again, and everyone's really tightening up, their guidelines and the rules and regulations, once again, because COVID has come back. There's been a huge outbreak of COVID, and it's supposed to be only worse in January and February here on the West Coast. So brace yourselves, but remember, you're not alone. Mental health is the word for today. Mental health, because check yourself, check your kids, talk to your kids. Make sure you talk to them a lot, because they might be dealing with things they're not sharing with you. And talk to your loved ones, and talk to your friends whenever they are reaching out and telling you that they need to talk to you or need you. Try to fight through your own struggle and be there for them. Be there for each other. Even though some of us may never see each other again, the reality is more and more it's more and more realistic, basically, that it could happen that I would be gone soon, or you, and that's why it is very important to become wiser and wiser and wiser, and pull back again maybe, and go into rehab. If you're going to use and die or relapse, just go into rehab and clean yourself up. And as of COVID, just beware. Wear your masks, listen to the people who work on the front lines, listen to your family doctor, whom you may trust, like I have one, and you are not alone. We are all here, and battling depression or loneliness, and unfortunately a lot of us alone, because COVID has made it so, and it has not only hurt the homeless and the addicts in the streets, that they were already, because of the stigma evolving around use and stuff like that, they were already, using, a lot of people were using by themselves and alone and hidden, and now with these isolation and total COVID guidelines, they're forced to be alone even more and more, and that is bad, But like I say, my mental health is deteriorating all the time, and then it bounces back, Like this morning I woke up happy, and I blasted some tunes really loud finally, and kind of feel a little bit more energy inside me, and one love, everybody. Don't give up. I'm now in rehab almost 6 years, over 5.5 years, and as you see, I'm good. I'm here, I'm alive, and I am still free of COVID, and please just be wise. Watch your surroundings, and maybe listen to your family, your friends, and your family doctor. And don't forget, you can easily reach out in mental health problems. Don't make that mistake. Everyone will regret and cry over. Just go and get better. One love. Talk soon. Never give up.